What is up, guys? Welcome back for some more hot, steamy F-86 action. Wingman's already fired up and ready to go. I flew this the other day, but it's kind of a meandering thing. I flew around for 30 minutes looking for Migs. So I made my own mission here. We're in Gunsan in South Korea. I don't know if you guys have heard about the Battle of Imjin River. There's a river to the north. It's a little bit north of Seoul, so we're going to fly up there probably 60-something nautical miles. We've got rockets, high-velocity aircraft rockets, HVARs. We're going to fly up there, attack some ground targets, maybe do a little cap on the way back if we see some Migs. Yeah, back to having something with an objective, not just flying around looking for targets. Go ahead and get the ground power connected.
Chief, turn on the ground power.
Copy. Ground power is now on.
Here we go. Transmit received. So station one is Gunsan.
And to me. Springfield, 1-1. Request startup.
I'm going to go through this whole process because I actually want my wingman to taxi first. 286, 4 meters a second, that's I think 8 knots. Something like that. Here we go, stage 1, EGT stabilize, go ahead and bring it into idle. To go. Close canopy, get some parking brakes. And set our tanks to outboard. We'll bleed those first. Disconnect the ground power.
Chief, turn off the ground power.
Copy.
Actually going to do a little bit of navigating here. Near where the reservoir is,
Ground
north of the
power
river,
is now
there's
on.
an NDB, which I think is on 525 kilohertz. I'll turn compass on. Actually need to increase the RPM. What's up, Sir Hans Wolf? So that is working. We need to go. We're in the right range. Looking for 525. Good signal, and it should be pointing back behind us to the right, which it is. Flying the Saber, enjoying the Saber, it's pretty fun. Don't know what the Morse code is, but that's pointing in the right direction. And this isn't an ADF needle, basically, so we're just going to fly that. I guess you could set it to your current heading, which is about 210, but and it would give you a magnetic heading, but there's no point. Dude, it's super fun. Super fun. They got me with it with the free trial. It's like, here, you can have this free for a couple days. Hopefully we'll see some MiG-15s today. Guns, let's go ahead and set this up for rockets first. Turn this on now. Fuse delay instant, and we'll arm those once we get in the air. So hopefully he's going to taxi first, because I hate it when they're behind you taxiing. It's like right on your tailpipe. Request that taxi.
And to me. Springfield, 1-1. Request taxi to runway.
Alright, clear taxi. He's not moving, so rip. Yeah, to be honest, I haven't seen too many people doing it. I saw a growling Sidewinder, coincidentally, back in the F-86, doing something the other day. I like the older planes.
Rolling.
No hit, please. The only bad thing is I'm pretty bad with air-to-ground weapons deployment. It's hard with these old planes. So hopefully we're going to be able to get the triggers to work that I set up for this. If not, it's going to be kind of boring. Takeoff, little navigation, and a landing. P-39 to DCS. I'm going to go get rolling before he comes and crashes into me.
Springfield 1-1. Unable to clear for takeoff.
Isn't that a prop?
Springfield 1-1. To me?
If I'm thinking of the right one.
Ready. Climb 300 at QFE 29.89.
Airspeed's alive. Forgot to set some trim.
Rolling.
Warbird with the engine behind the pilot, but the propellers in the front of the airplane. I think I know what you're talking about. It's kind of a pointy looking thing with rounded wingtips. I don't really know how to describe that. Alright, flaps up. I'm going to go 95% and I'll do a left climbing turn, let him catch up. That was an early, if I'm not mistaken, it was an early era World War II fighter, right? Something that wasn't used widely towards the end.
Wheels up.
Uncage this little boy. And go ahead and set you over. We got rockets already. We're good. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're talking about the same one. I think the reason I remember it is from, you ever play a game called, what is it called? Birds of Steel or something like that? It was a precursor to War Thunder.
Rejoin.
Remember playing that on PS3 or something like that because it was the only flight simulator that you could get on consoles basically at the time. Alright, we're going to use the ADF to use like an RMI needle, just point the plane towards that guy. On course through 1944, but it's not one of the planes that I think of when I think of World War II. You know what I mean? It looks cool though. Alright, let's arm these guys up. In other news, I know that the F4U is kind of reaching completion. The Leatherneck Sims, that looks pretty good. P-38 would be nice. Yep. And I believe they're introducing like an era-specific aircraft carrier as well. Alright, come up at 10. We'll level off here. I don't want to get in the clouds. Going to turn the pitot heat on too. It's below freezing with visible moisture. I could find out for you. Let me get it trimmed here so I don't kill myself. To be fair, I wouldn't know what the distinction is between different variants of F4U. I mean, what do the late model F4Us have versus the early ones? The 1D. Okay. To me, that means nothing. I just know what an F4 Corsair is. Marines, currently heavy contact or forces on the southwest side of the reservoir. When you're in range, they'll mark the position with green smoke. I wonder what the rationale between lost sound internally here. What the heck? F8 Crusader 2 and an A7 Corsair. For some reason now the internal sounds are not working in the plane. Great. Let me switch it to guns and see if I can just shoot those for a second. Maybe that'll do something. What the heck is that? Stream ruined. Is there a way to reset the sound? If there is, I don't know. Could eject the canopy. Maybe that'll give us some extra sound. I have never experienced that bug before. Also, my wingman is nowhere to be found. I can't, if I hit F5, which normally locks to the nearest external airplane, nothing. Just restart the mission. Restart, that sucks. Who makes this? Belsim Tech? Get this thing started fast. The good thing about this airplane is it's super simple.
Chief, turn on the ground power.
Copy. Ground power is now on.
There we go, basically started.
Chief, turn off the ground power.
Copy. Ground power is now off. Tally Bandit, 1 o'clock.
Nice. (1944) is pretty late in the war, though. What do you know? What the difference is between the different variants of F4? I mean, what's the significance? Obviously, it's something to you.
Springfield 1-1. Brought to me. Clear to taxi to runway 31. Rolling.
Payload, engine power, and other things. What is the horsepower exactly? I know that was one of the most successful fighters and pretty much one of the biggest ones in the Pacific too. With them coming out with the new Marianas map, I know that the architecture and stuff at the airports is all modern, but that'd be a pretty good World War II Pacific themed area. Also a little disappointed that didn't make it out in 2020. That was, I guess, the initial goal.
Springfield 1-1. Unable to clear for takeoff.
Bitch, please.
Springfield 1-1. Brought to me. You are cleared for takeoff when ready. Climb 300 at QFE 29.89.
This time we remembered to trim, so it's going to rotate a little easier, and it does. Tap it to brake, gear, and flaps.
Rolling.
Alright, we're on rockets. So this guy up into 1.
Wheels up.
Glad he's following us this time. I don't know what happened with him. I seen him. Birdcage canopy. I'm assuming that you're talking about some sort of metal structure over the top here. So I know that the later ones had a pretty much unobstructed bubble canopy.
Rejoin.
P-47 was kind of the same way. The early P-47s looked like, kind of like F-6 Wildcats? Hellcats? What are those? And then the later P-47, the one that we've got in the game now has the bubble canopy, which I think looks better. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Alright, let's see if we're going to get a sound glitch this time. It's working! Oh, like a roll cage kind of thing. That was another issue with the P-47. The earlier ones had basically a structure behind the rear bit of the canopy, where the canopy was flush with the empennage at the back, which would protect you in the case that you rolled over or flipped or something on landing. And then the later ones, there's a trade-off where you get the visibility of the clear canopy, but if you roll it over, you're going to get smushed. But I know that even the late model F4s, those still had like an elevated structure, like the empennage. I'm sure that was reinforced. So it had a bubble canopy, but like where the back of your seat would be was kind of where the top of the empennage met the canopy, if that makes sense. It wasn't a blister type like it was with P-47 or the P-51. Even the earlier P-51s were like that. They looked kind of like P-38s. Just nerding out talking about airplanes. Alright, double check we're all armed here. Rockets is selected. Instant fuse, I think we're ready. Like I said, I'm not particularly good at air-to-ground weapons deployment, so we'll see how this goes. I think I set the mission trigger to either start the next phase once the targets are destroyed or a certain amount of time has elapsed. So even if I fail to destroy them, should still be able to move on. Planes and trains. Welcome, my friend. I wonder what the logic was on just having polished metal surfaces with the bright yellow markings. I mean, I guess early IFF maybe, but at the same time, not very tactical. Particularly on a day like this. I mean, you can imagine, obviously at this altitude we're not contrailing, but if you weren't, it would still be glinting sunlight from miles and miles away. So on course. So this next river up here is going to be the quote-unquote Imjin River. So the reservoir should be somewhere nearby. Our RMI needle, or ADF, is still pointing in the direction. We're going the right way. Yes, links are welcome. Oh, so you're talking about the front of the canopy, like what we're looking at right now, not the actual over the pilot. So the later F4Us had a similar, I guess, windscreen to the F-86, where it literally just, you know, basically these two metal bars in the front, and the earlier one had the bird cage that you just posted a picture of. Got it. Either way, kind of excited about it, particularly with coming. Hopefully, it's going to be released around the same time that the Marianas map comes out. It's going to have Guam and a couple of other places that were actually integral in World War II. Marines marking their position with smoke, so they're on the southwest side, so whatever we're looking for is going to be opposite of where that smoke is. And I got it. Start slowing it down here. Older game, which one? Seeing some tracers, some explosions, some fires. Massive war game, combined arms, modern stuff. Speed brakes. See if we can get a hit here. I've only got 8 rockets. World War II, there we go. Isn't that kind of like what War Thunder is? Although War Thunder is a whole bunch of different periods. There you go. Did we get a hit? I think so. Maybe? Can you control the infantry? Come around again on those guys. Hopefully our wingman will show up. I don't know what he's doing. That guy's worthless. Is it kind of like War Thunder in that you have to unlock things? I played War Thunder for a little while and it felt really grindy to me. I don't want to pay to have access to those things, but to then use the mechanics to unlock some of them just felt like desperately long. What's it called? See the guy right in front of that big column of fire.
Contact target, 11 o'clock, port 2.
Hey, got him.
2, contact armored target, 11 o'clock, port 2.
That was neat. Got one more rocket. World War II online or Battleground Europe. Okay. Wizard, Channel 2, Bra, 2 aerial contacts, southeast, look like Migs. Positive ID, cleared hot. That's a ground radar station. Channel 2.
Springfield 1-1, Wizard 1-1, Bra 116, 460 at 25,000 knots.
116 for 60 at 25,000. I'm going to stay low on these guys so we don't contrail. Let's get rid of our tanks too. See ya. I'm going to go jettison that rocket as well.
Springfield 1-1, Wizard 1-1, Bra 120, 450 at 28.
Clean, baby.
Springfield 1-1, Wizard 1-1, Bra 119. Flight, cover me. 2, roger.
Climb up a little bit. So I'm passing through 10,000 now. Somewhere in this direction. Did you get it on Steam or is it like a standalone thing? I think we're going the right. Yep. Oh, there they are. We got 'em, boys. Are we contrailing? I don't think so. Not free, but once you buy it, does it give you access to like all this stuff? Or do you have to, is it microtransactions and stuff like that? Because that's one of the things that I don't like about the way that War Thunder works.
2, engaging bandit.
Whoa, don't, hey, me first. I said cover me, you dick. June 6, 2001. Alright, it's a little dated. Well, now we're contrailing. I think I've said this before, the MiGs, the MiG-15s are pretty OP in here, so hopefully we don't get our ass kicked. Looks like our radar's alive. The light's on here, so get a range. We already set the wingspan for 33 feet before we took off, so hopefully this will work. If I can see him. I've never played WoW. What does that mean exactly? I know, but what do you mean in terms of how you pay? See if I can take a pop shot here. Oh, subscription. Gotcha. Still getting subs from a 2001 game. That's pretty impressive. Can't see him because of the contrail.
Engaging bandit.
Oh shit. Don't overshoot him. That's like their go-to maneuver. No idea where he is now. That's not good. Still going vertical.
Tally bandit, close spot. Engaging bandit.
Oh shit, he's gonna
Tally
shoot
bandit,
at us.
11 o'clock. Engaging bandit.
Oh, that's our wingman. Still him. Where are these guys? Oh, one behind us. That's not good. Two behind us.
Engaging bandit.
Oh, that's my freaking wingman again. How do I keep doing that? There we go. Don't shoot. Don't shoot. I don't want to go over the top with him. I don't have the energy. Wait for him to come back down. Here we go, baby. Hey, that's my target, you jerk.
2, flash 1. 2, engaging bandit.
Oh, there's the other one right behind him. Nice. Alright. No mid-air collision, please. Is he going down? Oh yeah, buddy. Hey, no friendly fire. I got behind my teammate and realized it was him.
Flight, join up.
Is he still alive back there? Alright, let's go land this thing. You always have a bad idea. What is it? Yeah, that's why I made this mission. Because last time I flew this thing, I was literally just like scanning around for 30 minutes trying to find a MiG. This time, I was flying around for 30 minutes trying to find the difference between a MiG and my wingman, who is worthless. No, for spawns, player spawns, client spawns, I only put the F-86 in this single player mission. I'm gonna edit it for a future one. I also don't have the MiG though. Or you mean so that you can make it multiplayer where someone can jump in and control the MiGs? I'd be down to do that. Run away, I wouldn't run away. I was trying to find him. Now I'm going back to base. Everything's dead. Killed a couple tanks. Killed a couple MiGs. The wingman stole my first kill. I was landing shots on him and he came in like Iceman. All MiGs, what do you mean? I don't own any MiGs. I couldn't fly them. Yes. You mean just add a bunch more MiGs? Why would I jump out of the aircraft? Flying the thing. Going to land it. It is not. Gonna land this thing and go study anyway. But if you want me to edit something into the mission that you want to see, let me know. I don't know what you're asking for exactly. Oh, a shit ton of MiGs and then an aircraft of your choice. F-14 with 6 AIM 54s. $30 or $40. Yeah, to get about 20 frames, 10, 15 frames. There'd be contrails everywhere. There is Reflected, who is pretty awesome at mission editing or mission creation, made one called Mig Alley. That's pretty fun. I think it's 12v12 air start. But it gets confusing because I don't use labels because they're a distraction. It's not very... It's immersive braking. Like just now, I was getting behind an aircraft that I thought was a MiG-15. Turns out it was my wingman. That's realistic, but it's kind of annoying when there's that big red blob over the top of them. It is compared to a lot of other flight simulators. I came from X-Plane. I was primarily flying that, and that was one of the least well-optimized flight simulators. Ridiculous. Even when they switched to Vulcan, I have no idea what's going on with X-Plane because I haven't flown it in so long, but even when they made the switch to Vulcan, I got like a little bit of an improvement, then all of a sudden all of the mods and payware aircraft I had didn't work anymore. Coming in hot, 500 knots. It does, yeah, like I was just talking about. It's 12v12, which is basically 24 sets of contrails all over the place, plus guns, tracers, and all that kind of stuff, and it still ran really well. That's one of the things that I first enjoyed about DCS when I switched over from civil flight sims. It's like, I didn't know people could make flight simulators that ran this well. And I don't have a super high-end PC, you know? A lot in DCS is over 100 jets at the same time, but that would just be like a giant mess. I mean, there's never been something like that in real life. It'd probably be cool to see, but... See if I can find some approach plates from this airport in real life. Winds are from the west, so coming from where we are, so we gotta land the other way. Runway... whatever that is, 31 maybe? But I'm curious what approaches, if any instrument approaches there are from that direction, from the east. Winder traffic, left downwind, 3-1 winder. It does, yeah. There we go, gear coming down. A little bit of flaps, a lot of trim. So I'm guessing that you would do right pattern here maybe if you were landing that way, but then you put you over the city, which, I don't know. Maybe they do land this way. Or maybe it's like Telluride, they just never land coming in that direction, basically. Winder traffic, left base 3-1, full stop winder. Doing a no-no, deploying the flaps in a turn. Don't want to do that. And winder traffic. Final 3-1 full stop winder. Guntan. coffin corner right here, boys. This is where all the pilots die. Got the runway made, coming to idle. Round it out. Stop the sink. Keep the nose coming up.
Rejoin.
Oh, you're rejoining on me now. Nice.
Springfield 1-1. Taxi to parking area.
This thing is super easy to fly. And you can start it in about 1 minute. Alright, next time we do the F-86, I'll make a giant fur ball for you. Winder traffic, clear the active, winder. Winder is a local airport here that is just an absolute cluster F. Bunch of flight schools with crisscrossing runways, no control tower, no one knows what they're doing. So it's kind of a running joke among friends. Make your traffic calls for Winder. Park next to these guys. Well, the question is, where's my wingman? Is he gonna make it back? Let's see what he's doing. Oh, he is final, landed with a 8-knot tailwind. Okay. Let's go see how he does. See if it's any smoother than mine. This is exactly like Winder. People landing opposite runways, not communicating. See if he gets on the 1,000-footers. Not bad. Not bad. Particularly landing with the tailwind. We'll allow it. Alright, dudes. Yogo Bogolo. I'll make you a giant. Also, man, if you play DCS, I can't remember if you said you did or not. Join the Discord. I'll throw some missions up there. Maybe do some group flying or something. Anyway, boys, thanks for hanging out. I gotta go study and be a productive boy. Got stuff to do. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching. We love ya. We'll see you next time. Peace.